is part 3 of number 105 of the number 1 fucking source right here on YouTube.com for everything WWE. This is Off The Script, the number 1 fucking podcast in your subscription boxes, man. Thank you guys so much for joining me. It's Sunday, and we're on the Fastlane to Roman Reigns winning the WWE Championship. And it all begins tonight when he wins the number 1 contendership from both Dean Ambrose and Brock Lesnar. But what is the real scoop on the main event? I have exclusive information about spoilers. So if you don't want to see spoilers, or if you don't want to hear spoilers, I guess you should stop watching the video right now, because I got backstage information on where WWE currently sits with the finish of the main event for tonight's WWE Fastlane. So don't go anywhere. If you don't give a shit, then stick with me. If you want to be surprised, listen, go watch somebody else and then come back after the fucking pay-per-view's over. I don't know what else to tell you, man, but it is February 21st. Part number 3 of Off The Script this weekend. Thank you guys so much for joining me. We're at part 1 and 2. If you guys missed anything of Off The Script this weekend, link is down below in the description. Make sure you guys go and check that out. More importantly, part 2 was the introduction of Juicy motherfucking Steen, bro. Trying to get him to 2,000 subscribers. He gave his Fastlane 2016 preview and predictions. So make sure you guys go and continue to support him all weekend long right here on Off The Script. I'll leave you his information again down in the description below. If you're not following me on Twitter, you might as well do that right now, because tonight I will be live tweeting during the pay-per-view at JD from NY206. If you want to live tweet me, ask me any questions, converse with me, find out what I'm thinking as it's happening during the pay-per-view, Twitter is the place to be. If you're not subscribed to the channel, man, I don't know what the fuck you're waiting for. I really don't understand what you're waiting for, man. Hit that fucking subscribe button and make sure you are notified when the number 1 fucking source uploads a video concerning WWE. ProWrestlingTees.com/offthescript. Join the movement. You're going to fucking need it tonight. I'll tell you that. Big Show, Kane, and Ryback versus Braun Strowman, Eric Rowan, and Luke Harper, bro. Can you get any more get off my TV than that? That might be the fucking cherry on top of the cake. Really, when it comes to get off my TV. So make sure you join the movement. $19.99. They ship internationally, all over the world, in the United States. Great fucking shirt, great product, great way to support the show, man. Get off my TV. Support the movement, all right? WrestleCrate.com. Got to show them guys some love. We should be getting another WrestleCrate any week now. And the unboxing will take place right here on Off The Script. As always, I believe my coupon code should still be working. JD sent me. If not, I'm going to have to talk to Ed from WrestleCrate about that. Make sure you guys get that instant 10% off. And the podcast, last but certainly not least, the podcast on iTunes, PodBean, Stitcher Radio, and AudioBoom went live this morning. Make sure you guys go listen to that. Talking about Wade Barrett again. Talking about Fastlane. Reviewing Monday Night Raw. Going over NXT. A bunch of shit on there. So make sure you guys tune in to that as well. Subscribe to my Off The Script page on iTunes. Make sure you guys get that shit automatically downloaded to your device of choice. If you're on Android, you can listen on PodBean, AudioBoom, and Stitcher Radio. And if you guys are on iTunes, please, all I ask of you is to leave a 5-star rating. Let me know what you're thinking of the show. We are in the new and newsworthy section on iTunes, man. That's a great fucking start for only 5 episodes of Off The Script on iTunes, man. Thank you guys so much, and make sure you guys go out and download the podcast this week, and it just went live this morning. Now, let's get into the news, guys. Major developments on WWE's current plans for Fastlane and the main event have been revealed. Sunday night, tonight, is obviously WWE Fastlane from Cleveland, Ohio. The main event will be Dean Ambrose versus Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns for the opportunity to main event WrestleMania 32 and challenge Triple H for the WWE Championship. There's been a lot of speculation about what WWE has planned for all 3 men in that match, since they all have major roles for WrestleMania this April. The hype for the match has only gotten stronger after Ambrose lost the Intercontinental Championship to Kevin Owens on this week's Monday Night Raw in a fatal 5-way match. Many are questioning if WWE had Ambrose drop the title because he is set to win on Sunday night. However, it's been rumored since the Royal Rumble that Reigns will walk away victorious. According to Dave Meltzer and the Wrestling Observer newsletter, the plan is for Roman Reigns to win and go on to WrestleMania 32 to face Triple H, as it has been planned and rumored for most of 2016. What's really interesting is that WWE is expecting Reigns to be booed the most out of all three men in the main event of Fastlane. That's not a big deal for Ambrose, since the WWE Universe is solidly behind him, and Brock Lesnar is most likely entering a feud with the Wyatt family, so he could be used as the sympathy. But WWE is trying to build Reigns up as the face to face the great villain of Triple H. WWE officials believe there is a strong possibility of the WrestleMania crowd in Dallas cheering Triple H instead of Roman Reigns. And WWE believes that it has to do with the game running NXT, but that could create a big problem if WWE and the universe turns on Reigns in Dallas because they don't have a Money in the Bank option to fall back on this year. Well, listen, Vince, and listen, Kevin Dunn and Stephanie McMahon, you better have a fucking plan in motion. I have been stating this for fucking weeks. I've been stating it for weeks, and I stated it again all weekend. Roman Reigns going into this main event, and it all started at the Royal Rumble. You guys know that. You guys know the fucking rant I went on concerning his situation, Roman Reigns, in the Royal Rumble. Number one, they made him look like a fucking fool. They have him come out at number one, and then they have him taken out of the match after about 25 minutes, and he disappears up until the last 6 men. So WWE immediately made him into a coward. They didn't make him into a fighting champion. They totally went against the entire tagline of Roman versus all. They threw that well out the window after that fucking scene where the League of Losers put him through a table. Instead of throwing him over the top rope and getting the job done immediately, they figured, let's injure him so he can't come back out. He would still be champion because he's not defeated. So what was the purpose of putting him through a table? It doesn't make any sense logically, and they didn't think this through. So when he comes back out and misses most of the match, everybody is booing because they didn't want Reigns to win the match to begin with. And then when Triple H came out, he got a face reaction because Roman Reigns was still there, and the crowd in Orlando knew what was going on. They're not stupid. And obviously some of that has to do with Triple H being the head of NXT and the power behind NXT. I know that, but most of that as well was the people not wanting Roman Reigns to win the Royal Rumble. They didn't want it a second year in a row. So Triple H, by default, was the face, and Roman Reigns was being booed as the face WWE wants. This is a similar situation. Once again, they put Roman Reigns in a situation with Brock Lesnar, who is universally respected, Dean Ambrose, who's probably the best face the WWE has right now, and Roman Reigns is playing third fiddle to everybody that is involved in this match. Nobody wants Roman Reigns. WWE clearly knows that. If Dave Meltzer is stating that they're afraid Triple H is going to get a face reaction at WrestleMania, we know he is. Those are the smartest fucking fans going to that show, spending top dollar to sit front row at AT&T Stadium. So they're afraid Triple H is going to get a face reaction at WrestleMania. He's going to. So I don't understand what WWE is trying to do here by continuing to push Roman Reigns. What is the point? Obviously, they know it's doomed to fail because of the situation they put Roman Reigns in, and all the cards are lining up, being stacked against Roman Reigns. Nobody wants Roman Reigns as the face of the WWE. The fans are not stupid. The fans know that you tried and tried and tried, and it's not what they want. If there's one thing a wrestling promoter should do, and this includes Vince McMahon, is to listen to the fucking audience. The audience is your guide. If you're not listening to the audience, then you fucking lost the battle. If we don't want somebody, we will certainly let you know. If we like somebody, we will let you know. They have been telling you for over 2 years now. They don't want Roman Reigns. So what is the fucking purpose of this? Seriously. When you go into WrestleMania and you see Roman Reigns winning the WWE Championship and absolutely nobody in the arena full of 105,000 people but the 7-year-old fucking goons with their mothers and fathers, if they're there, you know, if the parents actually spent money to see this trash live and in person, if you go into WrestleMania with Roman Reigns winning the title and mostly everybody is in disapproval of the decision that was made, what does that say about WWE Creative? What does that say about the WWE as a company? But more importantly, what does that say about Triple H and Stephanie McMahon and Vince McMahon? That they put all their hopes into this guy and nobody fucking wants him. Nobody wants him. What does that tell you? That tells you one thing. That everybody in WWE is massively disconnected from what their audience really wants. My point is, listen to the audience. They will be your guide. Now, I'm going with Roman Reigns simply because I fucking doubt it, that the WWE would throw an audible here. I don't think they are going to change their plans this year. I think they're set in their ways, but there's a little inkling, there's a little part of me that says, you know what? Dean Ambrose lost the title. Dean Ambrose is the hottest thing they have on the WWE roster amongst all these fucking injuries and the decimated roster. I think WWE might pull the trigger on Dean Ambrose. And from there, if you pull the trigger on Dean Ambrose, this makes everything a lot more intriguing because it opens up Pandora's box for Roman Reigns. Will WWE take the risk in turning him heel and getting him genuine reaction? The only thing I'm afraid of, and I mentioned this on Off the Script this weekend, is the fact that WWE will go back to what they do best, being boring, stale, and lame when it comes to WrestleMania main events. I do not, and I state this with the biggest fucking exclamation point at the end of this statement, I do not want a triple threat match with Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Triple H. It will be a fucking rehashed main event that we see each and every fucking year at WrestleMania. I want a 1 against 1 for the title. That's all I want. We're seeing a triple threat match tonight at Fastlane. There's no reason for us to see another triple threat match at WrestleMania. So you either go with Reigns or you go with Ambrose because Lesnar more than likely is being set up for Bray Wyatt. That's my thought on that. That's the current plan right now, reported by Dave Meltzer. This could obviously change. This is in no way set in stone. But right now, as of this hour, this is what WWE is planning for Fastlane. So do not be surprised if Roman Reigns wins tonight and goes on as scheduled to fight Triple H in the main event for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. That is where they are right now. But I've been saying it for weeks now, man. I've been saying it since November and the Survivor Series. WWE can afford to take a risk. They could have afforded back in Survivor Series to take a risk on Roman Reigns and turning him heel. They can certainly afford it now. The time has passed, but it's not too late. If you wait any longer on turning this man heel, you will have bypassed great opportunities for intriguing television. Do it, and do it now. And if you're going to do it, Ambrose needs to win this match. I'm going with Reigns, though. That's the current plan for WWE Fastlane. WWE, rumor, planning Goldberg versus The Undertaker. I put up 2 videos yesterday, one on Off the Script, and then the one on WWE announcing possibly Undertaker to appear again at Fastlane or the next night on Monday Night Raw, one or the other. Off the Script was the mystery opponent. Could Goldberg be the mystery opponent for The Undertaker? There have been rumors for the last several months about former WCW World Champion Bill Goldberg potentially returning to WWE for one final run. Earlier this week, it was revealed that WWE has selected The Undertaker's opponent for this year's WrestleMania, but he was not an active member of the WWE roster. Although there have been a few other names that the rumor mill has caught, such as Kurt Angle or Sting, the past rumors of Goldberg returning to WWE have heated up again, with many believe that the WWE plans to have Goldberg versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania 32 in Dallas. In the past, people have thought about the potential for Goldberg to be inducted into the Hall of Fame this year, but a return seems strange right now. Perhaps at one point, this would have been an epic match of two men with two of the greatest streaks in wrestling. Today, both of these men aren't in their prime, and neither one has wrestled a full-time schedule in many years. The great issue is, what does it accomplish for either man? The Undertaker isn't going to gain anything from defeating Goldberg, especially when he hasn't appeared in WWE since 2004. If Goldberg were to return for this match at WrestleMania and defeat The Undertaker, is he going to stick around for WWE for an extended period of time? Won't a loss like that hurt The Undertaker after already losing to Brock Lesnar? Despite all the reasons this match may not happen, it would be an amazing and electric atmosphere and provide a great wrestling moment. If this is what WWE has in store for The Undertaker at WrestleMania, we're going to know within the week. It's going to be John Cena. I'm not reporting on it. I'm not diving into this news and rumor anymore. I'm not dissecting this news and rumor. John Cena will be at WrestleMania against The Undertaker. Goldberg does not make sense, nor do I see WWE okaying Bill Goldberg to get anywhere close to a victory over The Undertaker, because it would not accomplish anything. Goldberg hasn't done anything to deserve that accomplishment. And what would it do? Goldberg would be there. Is he going to stick around? You know, WWE would need a solid confirmation from this guy and a promise from this guy to stick around, you know, possibly through one final run, 6 months to a year, maybe even more than that, if he's going to get that type of accolade on his resume. It's not going to be Goldberg. The only one I would accept that's not in the WWE currently, and I mentioned this yesterday, is Kurt Angle. It's going to be John Cena, but now the rumors are coming out about Bill Goldberg's name really being amongst the mix. And this is what the WWE has in store. Not going to be Goldberg. I could put my stamp on it. I could put my name on it. John Cena will be at WrestleMania against The Undertaker for that marquee match. Guarantee it. But we will all find out on Monday night. Fuck, I could be wrong. I could be wrong, and we could see Bill Goldberg come out. I don't fucking know, man, but I'm banking on John Cena. WWE debating about cutting down yearly pay-per-views, and this is a story that I've been waiting to hear for many, many, many months. Not everyone knows it, but it was actually WCW that pushed the pay-per-view limits of the wrestling industry to one event a month. It was a phenomenal idea to capitalize on the popularity of the sport and maximize the profits of the business. That's how it's been for the last 20 years. Generations of wrestling fans have grown up with WWE programming that features builds, feuds, and storylines on a month-to-month basis. However, wrestling is now a monopoly, and WWE reigns over the industry. The WWE Network has successfully launched, and brands like NXT have been able to become quite successful, featuring a major event once every few months. I'm going to stop right there before I continue on. NXT has done it right because it reeks of days of old. Back in the day, we only had Royal Rumble, we had WrestleMania, we had SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. 1993 started 5. WWE had Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, King of the Ring, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. And every time one of those pay-per-views came around and the date was set for that pay-per-view and it would come the night of that pay-per-view, everyone was fucking hyped. Everyone was pumped because we couldn't wait to see WWE pay-per-view and the opportunity of seeing something great happen. The opportunity of seeing something shocking happen. Now, with WWE sticking to the schedule, back a couple of years ago, this was only a few years ago, WWE had 14, 15 pay-per-views a year, sometimes 3 weeks apart. That is cancerous to a WWE pay-per-view calendar. 15 pay-per-views, and the point where we get nothing but rehashed matches with stipulations week after week, month after month, pay-per-view after pay-per-view. That's not the way it should be. I am all for this and cutting down yearly pay-per-views. WWE simply can have 5 pay-per-views. 5. Go back to the old formula, okay? WWE, And if it was up to me, I'd make King of the Ring a pay-per-view. I would bring it back to its glory days. I would make King of the Ring an absolute spectacle, 8-man tournament, qualifying matches beforehand to get into the tournament, field of 8, have it happen in one night, have the WWE Championship and the Intercontinental Championship be defended at that show amongst the 8-man tournament to be completed in one night. That's what I would do. That's my vision. Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, King of the Ring, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. And you build these pay-per-views with storylines that mean something, and when we get to these pay-per-views, things will be meaningful. In the meantime, WWE can do special events like I'll get into now. According to the DailyWrestlingNews.com website, there have been discussions about WWE in the calendar year reducing the number of pay-per-views and having more WWE Network specials like Beast in the East and King of the Ring. Nothing is official as of yet, and there is no word on how many WWE pay-per-views would they have per year. But there is some talk of adding more than 5 specials a year, as well as what the network already has with NXT and other live specials. WWE has already a lot of content every week, so reducing monthly pay-per-views by the numbers may give the product a different feel during specific months. Do you guys think WWE should cut back on WWE pay-per-views? I pose this question to you guys, all right? I'm going to leave a little poll right up there, all right? I'm going to put a little card, a YouTube card. You vote either yes or no. Make it interactive for you guys, okay? I think so. February could be the return of the Elimination Chamber. Put that right in between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. You can have Bash at the Beach. You can have Halloween Havoc. You can add Beast in the East. You can add whatever else WWE wants to do. You know, have fun with it. But as long as you have Night of Champions, you can put in there as well. But as long as you have a solid 5 pay-per-view, solid 5 pay-per-views in a calendar year, WWE should be very successful because right now we're all paying for their network, and that's what they're pushing regardless. Pay-per-views right now don't really matter, okay? You know, obviously they're going to get some income from the cable providers for these pay-per-views like Fastlane and Backlash and Extreme Rules and all this other bullshit. But how much in monetary gain are they really making from these cable providers for these pay-per-views? I mean, realistically, you know, and there are some stupid fucking people out there. Why are you paying $54.95 for a WWE pay-per-view when you can sign up for the network for free and get the network for $9.99? I don't get it. Like, why? They're giving you pay-per-views. So obviously, WWE, as far as pay-per-views goes, they're not really that important anymore. So WWE can have a little shuffleboard here and start playing around with their pay-per-views. Royal Rumble, you got WrestleMania, King of the Ring, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. That's what I would do. That's what I would do as a WWE higher up. That's what I would set for the 5 big pay-per-views. Elimination Chamber, Bash at the Beach, the Great American Bash, whatever the fuck you want to do. Halloween Havoc, Night of Champions. You guys can play around with it, you know? You guys can play around with it. But not only would it make things a lot easier for WWE, things would be more important. Storylines get to develop towards the bigger pay-per-views. These bigger pay-per-views would be meaningful. And instead of having one every month, where it's the same shit happening and we're always left disappointed in some way, shape, or form, WWE can really give importance not only to these pay-per-views and the names, but to the shows themselves and have things happen that are important that you might not see during the rest of the year. That's what I want. I want to take back on the old days. But that's just me. That's just me talking. WWE at least debating about it. I hope out of everything I reported this year, this is the one that comes true because WWE can have a lot of fun and make things and their product important once again. Cesaro won't be ready for WrestleMania, but WWE is potentially planning AJ Styles versus Cesaro in 2016. Oh my God, I bet a bunch of you just got a fucking massive boner after I read that fucking headline. Back in November, Cesaro tore his rotator cuff in his shoulder. He has since undergone surgery and is rehabbing his injury to get back in the ring as soon as possible. John Cena suffered the same injury only a month later, but he's been rumored to make an early return and could be back for WrestleMania if all the stars align. Since John Cena may be able to recover from injury in time for WWE's biggest show of the year, it was certainly possible to hope that the Swiss Superman could do the same. That was until the recent interview Cesaro did with Esquire, revealing that he will not be able to return to the ring for WrestleMania 32. The full interview has not been released yet, but you can read the extended preview from the interview on their website. As for what kind of plans WWE has for Cesaro when he returns later this year, WWE recently released a video detailing 5 dream matches for AJ Styles in WWE. Of course, Cesaro was on that list, and it's a feud we're almost guaranteed to see when both men are healthy. Such a feud is definitely a dream scenario for many wrestling fans that have watched both careers of both men outside of the WWE. Now that both men are under the same banner, it would be a great shame to not capitalize on the opportunity for them to create great moments in the ring under the WWE banner. It's going to happen. That's all you guys got to know. Whether it's for a title, a mid-card title, remains to be seen, but it will happen. I can't wait for Cesaro to get back because I really believe this time around, and I could be wrong, you know, and knowing WWE and the way they are and their track record, I might be wrong, but I firmly believe Cesaro, when he comes back, is going to be one of their biggest guys. I think they're going to push him hard. I think they have to push him hard, and he's finally going to get that shove to the main event like he truly deserves. Cesaro will be back by summer 2016, and a possible AJ Styles feud this year, later this year, is being planned, I believe, by the WWE. And like the report said, WWE would be foolish not to capitalize on this opportunity. Rey Mysterio is signed with Lucha Underground through 2017, unlikely to return to WWE, simply to debunk rumors that WWE wanted him for WrestleMania 32. WWE wanted him before SummerSlam. WWE wanted to put him in a match with Kalisto. There's been a lot of speculation about Rey Mysterio returning to WWE. Some reports have made claims that he would return as early as WrestleMania 32. The most recent report said that Mysterio was expected to make his return to WWE before SummerSlam. Many people are anticipating a potential match between current United States Champion Kalisto and Mysterio. SummerSlam would be a great scenario for that match if the stars were aligned. However, a lot has changed according to the most recent report of the Wrestling Observer. The biggest issue blocking a potential return for Mysterio to WWE is that his contract with Lucha Underground isn't set to expire until 2017 summer. As of this writing, Mysterio has a contract with the promotion that could be extended for him to appear in the Temple for the next 4 seasons. It's being said that former WWE Champion would have to breach his contract to get a release to appear in WWE as early as WrestleMania 32 or even SummerSlam. Mysterio was having some financial issues with AAA in Mexico, but it seems that the promotion has finally paid him the money he was owed. It's unclear if he's still having issues with creative in the company, but he's being paid what he believes is fair to remain active. So Mysterio not coming to the WWE, at least not yet for the next 2 years. And finally, guys, to end this week's Off The Script for the go-home show for Fastlane 2016 tonight on the WWE Network. Speaking of the WWE Network, almost 2 weeks, there was a report that WWE was planning a major tournament this summer on the network. The plan on paper was to use this tournament as a launching pad to bring and create new stars and bring back the Cruiserweight division to the WWE. Today, WWE has officially, or I should say this week, not today. So this week, WWE has officially announced the Global Cruiserweight Series for the summer that has been shown and the rumor to be totally accurate. PWInsider.com has done the following in-depth interview with Triple H about the series and how it will impact the landscape of WWE. And I quote from Triple H. At the end of the day, I was just having this conversation with my wife. I kind of approached this, and I'm just a huge fan. I started out that way, and I will be that way my whole life. I kind of do what I think I'm doing to dig, and I think, and that I'm going to like, and that's the way I approach it. There's this talent that I like, and I'd like to go out and see what they can do. So I push for going to see what I can do with that. I think it's most important for everything to always grow and become bigger. I've looked for a long time at the population of talent in that under 205-pound range. The cruiserweight category, and thought, man, there's a lot of really talented performers, and I don't mean guys that can just do flips. Really talented performers that have characters and can speak and are really good. They're underutilized to me, and they don't have the platform to show what they can do. I feel like that's a miss. Not internationally, or not intentionally, I should say, not intentionally a miss, but just something that we've left sitting on the table. And I don't want to leave stuff sitting there on the table. So Triple H giving us cruiserweights on the WWE Network, another form of WWE going outside the box from what they're usually, doing with the bigger guys. Vince McMahon's type of guy. Braun Strowman, The Big Show, Batista, guys like that. Triple H is going out there and is willing to showcase guys that Vince McMahon otherwise wouldn't even give a second glance at. Never mind a second glance, a first glance at. I don't have any more on this Cruiserweight tournament, this Cruiserweight series, but it was reported. The rumors are shown to be totally accurate now, and PW Insider is reporting that Triple H is going to go forward with this global Cruiserweight series. As soon as I see and hear anything on this, I will definitely let you guys know, because I know you're excited, and I can't wait to see it this summer, man. So it's not only NXT, we got something to look forward to, but this global Cruiserweight series as well, and it's going to be fucking awesome. I can't wait. And there's many WWE guys on the main roster right now that can benefit from that platform. So it's going to be interesting to see if WWE is going to actually go full-blown outside the company, or just utilize some of the guys that they have on the roster right now, as well as go outside the box. Going to be very interesting to see, but I can't wait to see what is going to happen with the Cruiserweight series and this tournament, because I love tournaments. I love the passion of these guys in the tournaments, the struggle, the whole tournament aspect. I just love it, and I can't wait to see what happens, man. But that is Off the Script. I will be back tonight, live, after the pay-per-view, man. WWE Fastlane review and results tonight live on the channel. Do not go anywhere. We're going to be discussing everything that happens tonight on the pay-per-view. Later on this afternoon, I have a WWE 2K16 match simulation of Ambrose, Reigns, and Lesnar going up on my channel at 3 p.m. Make sure you guys tune into that and like it. It's going to be fucking awesome, man. But I will be back later on tonight with WWE Fastlane, covering Fastlane all the way up until the pay-per-view ends, man. Until then, this is JD. Hit that thumbs up. Make sure you support the show. T-shirts, everything you guys need in the description. I don't have to go over it again, but you guys know the deal, man. Twitter at JD from NY206. Make sure you guys subscribe, and I will be back later on tonight for WWE Fastlane review and results. Until then, I'm JD, and I'll talk to you all later, man.